It's Halloween week on the Rebels, and we're talking about what scares us.
This is 10% luck, 20% skill, 15% concentrated power of will, 5% pleasure, 50% pain, and 100% reason to remember the name.
Have you figured out my costume yet? I'll give you a hint at the end. So we're talking about things that scare us this week. And my favorite scary books as a kid were actually these, Scary Stories to Tell in the Dark. And they're folklore retellings for kids that came out when I was, 6 or 7 or something. And really creepy. Disembodied voices, fairies, witches, zombies, ghosts, horseless carriages racing through the night, demon beasts on the moors, all that fantastic stuff. And it really gave me a love for all things sort of gothic and scary and dark that I have carried with me into my adult life. I actually have quite a collection of books about hauntings, ghosts, photography, demonology, things like that. This one is The Demonologist. It's about the Warrens, Earl and Lorraine Warren. It's a little hit or miss. Oh, this is another book on real ghosts, restless spirits, and haunted places. This book I sort of dig. It's called Spook, and it's actually sort of a history of the scientific attempts to quantify the afterlife. Ghost Hunter's Guide to Los Angeles. I've been to a couple places on here. I have not yet seen a ghost. I have a bunch of books by a photographer named Simon Marsden, and what he does is take infrared photographs. How about I turn the book the right way? Infrared photographs of castles, ruins, churches, cemeteries, haunted forests. Really, really creepy, and I love the atmosphere of his books. So, The Haunted Realm is about England. We also have The Twilight Hour. This is all from Ireland. And I have Ghost Hunter, which is his photographs from France and England, France and Europe, which is also really cool. Quite a collection, isn't it? Oh, sorry, camera, sorry. And then I have my 2 books on haunted Britain and Ireland, which are really cool because they have lots of pictures. So I definitely have a history of being interested in the paranormal. Haven't had, well, that's not true. I've had sort of one experience, and that was just a couple of years ago. I'm not even really sure what it was, but I thought I'd tell it to you because it sort of scared the crap out of me at the time. My cat had died, and she'd been my cat for 13 years, and she'd traveled to the East Coast and back and been all over. I'd had her since college, and she had kidney failure and had a heart attack in the apartment, and I threw her in the cat case, raced her to the emergency hospital in the middle of the night, and she was dead by the time we got there. So I was totally traumatized by her death. It came at a really difficult time in my life, and I was depressed for days. About 3 days after her death, I was sort of wide awake at, 4 o'clock in the morning in the middle of the night. And I felt her jump on the bed, walk her way across the down comforter, and lay down next to my leg. Now at this point, I couldn't open my mouth, I couldn't talk, I couldn't move. I just stood there staring at the ceiling. I was like frozen. And all I could think to say was, "I love you, Pocket, and I miss you." And then all of a sudden, the weight of her just sort of dissipated and was gone. And for those of you who have read or will read Banish, you will notice that scene sort of crops up in that book. And it was my way of keeping dear Pocket alive forever and ever and ever. So that's my scary story and my collection of books about haunting and ghosts and all sorts of things that go bump in the night. We'll see what else everybody has this week. And for now... Yes, I killed her. I killed Yvette. I hated her so much. Flames from the side of my face, heaving, breathless,